So what have you been doing with yourself these days, Trent? Musically?
I have been making a lot of videos, recording a lot of music.
Cool.
Those are the two things. Working on a record, releasing a record. Yeah. My like electronic band Speakerface released a record that's more of a pop thing, and then the Fretless.
Face.
Yeah, so that one is recently available, and then the Fretless is. We luckily recorded a bunch right before the pandemic, so our
Oh, that's
parts have all been recorded, and then we've been working with some singers remotely to sing on top of that. So I think we only have one track to finish up with that, and that'll be coming out in March, hopefully.
that's awesome.
Starting to roll out in March. Yeah.
Cool. Well, before we start, I just wanted to say that if you do have a link, a PayPal link, that we like to put that up there in the chat, and people can send some money your way at some point if they feel inclined to do so.
That's very kind.
And we know that it's tough these days as a performer, so we definitely would like to support you. And yeah, so with that, I'll just welcome you, and it's great to see you. And we have about 50 people on the 48 people on the Zoom so far. So we're thrilled to have a local artist with us tonight to share what you got.
Cool. Well, is it still the format of a bit of a workshop before a jam starts? Does that still work?
It could be, yeah, you could do that, and yeah, that's great.
Cool.
And if you want to do, you can also do a bit of a performance. Like you don't have to feel like it has to be a jam, because
Yeah.
I know that limits sometimes how jam friendly some tunes are. So don't feel
excited about the idea of playing a bunch of fiddle tunes and giving the opportunity for people to play along to that.
That's fantastic. Yeah, whatever you want, you can do that. But feel free to do something with some new stuff from your album if you want.
Cool.
Whatever you feel like sharing.
Cool. Sounds great. Just want to see the full gallery view here for just a second. Holy smokes. Okay. Hello, everybody. Wow. All of your little zones. Okay. Well, I wanted to, since it's just me and a fiddle today, kind of go over, kind of focus on the fiddle tunes. It's a big part of bluegrass and old time that, accompanying a fiddle tune, playing a fiddle tune, taking a solo on a fiddle tune is sort of one of the major parts of the language. And I figured this would be a fun chance to go through that, like what I'm thinking when I take a solo on a fiddle tune, and some of the basic, some tricks and tips to kind of get rolling on that aren't too daunting. So I was going to start with Soldier's Joy. It seems to be one that most people know here. I'll just post these chords in the chat there. I'll just play it for a sec. come back and jam that one later. So you guys ripping along, that's sweet. You can hear okay, you can jam along, hopefully. So there's, I'm just gonna go over 3 basic ideas of improvisation here. The first one, since the melody is kind of king and so important in this style, it's, that whoever wrote this tune took a fair bit of effort to make sure that the melody was as rockin' as it is. So we kind of want to pay some respects to that. So the first type of improvisation is just melodic embellishment, which is, it can go in many different ways. It's just taking the core structure of the melody and working a couple new ideas around it. And that's either pairing away, adding a couple things, joining some notes together in an interesting way, embellishing just a little bit. So I'm gonna start by just taking the melody. I'm gonna stay on the A part. I'm gonna play the melody once, regular. I'm gonna play it pared down to a simpler form, and then I'm gonna play the same A part with some embellishments of my own on it. Simple. Now I'm going to embellish that just a bit. So you get the idea that the core structure of that melody is still very intact. And it's just up to you to sort of weave your way, find a new little cross step, a new little diatonic move to keep this melody interesting on repetition 5 or on your solo to make it your own a little bit. So feel free to try this. We'll do the same structure. We'll play the melody as you know it, as it was originally written. We'll play it paired back, and then we're going to add our own little embellishments to it. And an embellishment can also be a reduction, so don't be afraid to play less notes. It's a little tricky not being able to hear you to give any advice, and this will just be sort of a quick 10-minute speed through these 3 different styles of improvising. But feel free to take these concepts and practice them on your own. And I still practice this stuff. This is definitely something that isn't limited to beginner, intermediate, advanced. It's an ongoing process, and there's always more to learn. So we'll go melody as you know it, reduced, and then embellished. 1, 2, 3. Reduce it. And there's no right way to reduce it. There's no one way to embellish it. All of those things are sort of left up to your discretion. Let's do that exact same thing one more time. Same 3 processes. As you're playing the melody, think about how it can be reduced. Think about how you'd want to add to it. 1, 2, 3. Embellish. And don't be afraid to make your embellishments really simple. They can be really simple. The real trick here is to just be able to break away from what you've learned and add your own flavor to a single note or a single little transition. If you're able to do that, then you're improvising, and that's a great step. I'm just gonna take this one phrase. There's a lot going on there. Just to break it down, as simple as I could. That's one way. This is another way. Or even simpler. You know? And then to embellish that, you can be embellishing every single one of those variations, those reduced variations. Or you can mess around with just those two bars and find new ways of playing just those two bars to find new ways around this tune. Cool. So that's melodic embellishment. That's one way of approaching improvisation that I do a lot of the time. Second way is motif development. And this is best demonstrated. What do I have around here? I like to have. Oh, here we go. This will work. Okay. Got some wood gloves. Got some shoes. Can I borrow? Oh, you don't have a slipper. Oh, here's a slipper. I got a slipper. Okay. This is a fiddle tune. A fiddle tune is broken into 4 parts. And Soldier's Story is no different. So the gloves are exactly the same. They're the same idea repeated. The 4th is a variation on the 2nd. The 2nd is an answer of the 1st. Repeat. Resolution. So many fiddle tunes are this exact same structure. And the way I like to practice is sort of based on this structure with a motif development. And you can do the same with melodic embellishment as well to keep yourself grounded. Keep the gloves the same. Improvise over this. Keep this the same. Improvise over that. If you can keep that sort of structure in your mind, fiddle tunes make a whole lot more sense. I'm kind of rushing here a little bit to get done by 8, but with a motif development, the idea is to play some sort of catchy lick that you can then call back upon later to bring the listener along with you. So I'm going to play a motif, and then I'm going to jump back to the melody. Then I'm going to develop the first motif that I played, and then jump back to the melody. So here's my motif. That's pretty catchy. And I'm changing it. Maybe that'll be it. That's kind of a catchy little melody that can kind of plant a seed for improvisation for me. And what I did there is each one of those 4 chunks that we had, gloves, glove, slipper, was just a developed motif. And then I moved this same motif as an answer to the first one. Played the same motif again. Answer it. So you're basically writing another little fiddle tune influenced by Soldier's Joy that's sort of moving through this development stage. To practice that, it's fun to do with someone else where you make up a motif for them and they develop it. So I would go, actually, we can even try this. If I play the first one, and then if you were to answer that, what might you play? So if I go, an answer that I would think of might be like this. And then I'll play that first one again. And then same motif, develop it to be an ending. So this is like a snapshot of a much larger concept. I'm gonna say, you keep the same rhythm of the original tune. You don't need to keep the same rhythm as the original tune, although it's great to have as sort of an underlying source of your motifs. One more thing that I wanted to show on this is keeping some of the original melody going. So what I'm going to do is keep the first phrase and the second phrase the same and do a motif in the second and fourth. Sound like this. Did that sort of make sense? So you have that melody to ground yourself. You don't, improvisation doesn't have to be this complete empty slate to dive into and get completely lost. You can ground yourself with bits of the melody, especially if you think of it in these 4-phrase bits. I'm going to do that same idea again. Oh, am I aware of the chord changes? Certainly. However, you can really move your way through a tune using the melodic structure, like melodic embellishment. You can be embellishing the melody. The chord is so written into the melody that it is implied, and I'm sure you will hear it. It takes a bit of work and effort, but you are able to hopefully find your way intuitively around the chord as well. These techniques are you're able to use the melody as your guide as much as using the chord progression as your guide. What was I gonna do here? Using the, this is sort of how I like to play around with this concept, is switching out which bits I keep of the melody and where I start to improvise. So now I'm gonna do the opposite. I'll play a motif, then go back to the melody, play a motif, go back to the melody. So starting like this. Maybe here's my motif. That'll be phrase 1, and that'll be phrase 3. Does this sort of make sense how I'm doing that? Moving around, really keeping that melody as sort of your base, but then just choosing one chunk at a time to sub out and go wild with there. Finally, the last style of improvisation is, or that I'm just going to talk about for a sec today, is something that is just called through composed or free, where you aren't tied to the melody, you aren't tied to a motif. There's room to grow whatever idea you want. And as I'm practicing this, it's really nice to have the first two to come back to ground myself. So I'm going to talk through an A part as I work through a few different styles of improvisation here. I'm going to play the whole thing, just the melody first. Melodic Embellishment. Motif. Motif. Melody. Motif. Melody. Through compose. Melody. Melody alternating with through with motif. So this is fun because you're not daunted with this like never-ending landscape of improvisation in front of you. You can ground yourself on melodic bits. You can ground yourself on motifs, and a motif can be super simple and still give the impression of a thought-out solo. Like it can be a single note. But because you're using that development of this single note, that obviously fits with the chords and fits with the tune. It sounds like you really have a direction. You've given yourself room to grow, and you've given yourself an idea to come back to that sort of rounds out the whole idea of playing a solo. So you're not just throwing notes out at the wind. There's like there's a structure. I'll give one more example here of playing a motif at the very beginning and then bringing it back at the very end, and being free through the middle. But because I have that top and that tail, it feels like there's a structure. What'll my motif be? I kind of took a little variation on that, but you get the idea. There's like this thought that happens at the beginning, and then by returning to it, you really sort of structure your solo, and you bring the listener along with you. There's so many notes that happen in a bluegrass tune that you want to give the listener and the other people playing with you as many chances to ground themselves as possible. And a motif is a really nice way to do that. Melodic embellishment is a nice way to do that. And then having those free moments to kind of weave in between the two, give you some fun, and also, take your listener to space. It's a good time. Any little questions on there before we just go into playing some tunes? Maybe we'll just play this tune. We'll start here. The chords are in the chat if you guys are just joining now. I'll do my best to throw up some chords into this chat as we go along today, so you can jam along. And maybe we'll start with playing the tune at a pretty reasonable tempo a couple times, and then maybe at an up tempo a couple times as well. Sure. Yeah, I'll let you know when we go from the A part to the B part. And I'll let you know when we're coming back around to the top. Oh, I imagine this sounds amazing. There's some point, I'm on Main Island right now, I'm sure there's some point in the middle of the Georgia Strait where all of our sound is meeting in one cacophonous jam. All right, here we go. part. A part, up. One more time. Sweet. Feel free to throw in tunes into this chat here if there's requests. Happy to play whatever we want to play. I'm going to move along. Maybe we'll jump to this. Throwing in old Joe Clark here. Give me some claps and waves if the playing it slow a couple times and then up a couple times is good. Does that work for everybody? Yeah, got some thumbs up. Sweet. And feel free to let me know if the slow time is too fast or too fast is too out of tune. Or if you just don't like the fiddle at all. Big Sayota, red-haired boy, Punch Mountain backstep. Oh yeah, great on. Let's start with Old Joe Clark here. Key A. Once again, the chords are in the chat there if you want to follow along there, or if make up your own. There you go. So funny just seeing all of your claps. Let's see here. Let's do request for Big Soda. Let's do that. I don't have the chords handy, but if someone wants to write them in, that'd be awesome. Key G. Feel free to take a solo all over top of me. I don't mind. Key G. A part. Up. A part. Cool. I might end up doing some variations here and there, but that'll be good practice to play along or back up or do your own. Octave Dove, Red Hair Boy. Let's kind of go down the list here. Red Hair Boy. I think I wrote that one out. Oh, maybe I didn't. Actually, you know what? Might be kind of nice to play something. Let's keep switching it up here and do Faded Love. Do some slow tunes here and there too. Yeah, any questions, throw them in the chat. I'll be looking down there. Please keep putting in the chords. You bet. Might take me a second to start the tune, but I'll do my best to type them out real quick too. Here's Faded Love. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. One more time, nice and straight. All right. Was that a harmony, Lorraine? I think I heard that. Let's do... Let's do this. Billy in the Lowground. Can you see? The name of that was Faded Love. If you get a chance, check out Bobby Hicks playing that if you're a fiddle player. Actually, everyone should just check that out. Fantastic chord melodies. We sort of rearranged the chords as well to play some pretty beautiful stuff. Billy in the Lowground, can you see? Same idea. Let's play it kind of a half tempo a couple times. Nice. I guess, yeah, Fork and Deer. Let's do that. Do you want me to type out the chords real quick?
Trent, maybe I'll make a quick PSA while you're doing that.
Sure.
So everybody, welcome. Nice to see all your faces. And just to let you know that next week, since there's an extra Monday in November, the very last day, we're having a open stage. And I know it's going to be a little harder because it's going to be harder for people to get together with others to play. But you're welcome to do something by yourself. You're welcome to have somebody in your bubble to play with you, or use a backing track, whatever you want. But it doesn't have to be a jam. The idea is that it could just be a performance. So you don't have to worry about picking an easy song or explaining it to us. You can just go ahead and play it, perform it, and hopefully we'll get lots of people sharing their music. They could even be an original song. So that's the idea for next Monday. So and if you could send me your name, it would be nice to have a list of preset before we go, at least some people ahead of time, so we don't have to wait around for each person. So send me your name at to pacificbluegrass.ca. And no, what is it? pacificbluegrass@yahoo.ca. And that'd be awesome. So we'll hopefully see you then.
Sorry. No time to double check, but I think that works. Cool. Getting toasty by this fire. This isn't for the tips. Okay. Fork and Deer. Same idea. Start it off nice and chill, and then we'll rip it up. 1, 2, 3. actually can't remember which part is the A part and which part is the B part on that one. Is that the right way, or was I backwards? I'm getting some serious spin around. Oh, I'm loving the charades action we've got going on here. Awesome. Okay, sorry about that. I had that backwards. Keep hitting me with some requests if you want. I was thinking about doing some Cherokee Shuffle. Shady Grove. Yeah, we could do some Shady Grove. Another waltz, for sure. Let's do Cherokee Shuffle, and then maybe another waltz would be great, actually. If I can remember how it goes. Oh yeah, there it is. Hey, hey. Oh, bye. That was a bye, not a hey. Bye. So many sweet faces. I love this. Hey, Barry. Okay. All right. Okay. Little 10-bar B part on this one. Should get those F sharp minor chords happening. Here we go. A part. B part. Up tempo. B part. A part. waltz. Let's do Midnight on the Water. How's that sound? Or the Ookpik Waltz. Hard to. There's some boats in there. I don't know. Or we could do. Let's move. Oh, Ookpik. Sure. Both. Right on. Let me write out some chords for the Ookpik real quick here. 3, 4. Now these chords are highly contested and much controversy over what are the right chords. But I think these are the ones I like. Big question. Do you do the added bar in the B part? Any takers on that? I'm going to add it in. That was written. Okay. This is Ookpik. Canadian waltz, totally. Written by Frankie Rogers. Recorded by Frankie Rogers, excellent version, but also recorded by Aubrey Haney as traditional, much to the dismay of every Canadian bluegrass player. Not everyone puts that extra D at the end there. That I just, if you're just joining, the chords are in the chat. But it's how it was written. If you're playing this in standard bluegrass circles, it might not happen though. Fair warning. And I'll call out the A parts and the B parts because that gets a little tricky in here too. A 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2. A part. B part. A part. B part. B part. Back to the 8 again. Let's take that last line. End on an E minor. Nice. Okay, let's do. I'm gonna switch up the groove here a little bit. Play some East Tennessee blues. Another great Bobby Hicks fiddle tune here. For you backup players, it's that's the sort of vibe we're going for here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. so good to play the Frankie Rogers version. Yeah, totally. All right, a few minutes left here. Let's
That was so great. Can I make another quick PSA?
jump in there.
So everybody, I just wanted to ask you if you haven't had a chance to complete the survey that I mailed out the other day. I'm going to put it in the chat. It takes probably 5 minutes or so of your time. We're just looking for some feedback from members about what we've been doing online the last few months. So if you have any suggestions or feedback, positive or constructive, please fill it out. So I'll put it in the chat, but it's also in an email that went out the other day. So thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for organizing all this stuff. It's pretty great. As good as it can be in this time, you know? Just threw up Bill Cheatham there. Totally. The board. Thanks, board. Let's do it. Let's do Bill Cheatham. Maybe we'll do a big happy jammer at the end. All right. I'm following, who am I following? Constantine, you're gonna give us that rhythm in there. I won't be able to follow that, I can't see. Okay, I'll just count it. A part. A part up. A part. B part. Yeah, sounded great. What a groove everyone has. What a groove. Sweet.
You!
Oh. Scared me. Let's do one more. We'll do let's do Blackberry Blossom to finish this off. There's some chords there. Thanks for joining, everybody. This has been sweet. It's the happiest screen I've seen in a long time. One, two, three, four. A part up. A part. One more time.
Hey, how about everybody unmute their mics and give a big round of applause for Trent?
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome.
My pleasure.
Fantastic,
Great
Trent. Thank you
playing,
so
Trent.
much.
Great playing.
Thank
You
you.
all as well, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Thanks
I'm
everybody for joining.
Yeah,
was
that was
wonderful. Trent, you really set the bar high for our future guest workshops. So thank you so much.
My treat.
And everybody, great to see you all. Keep on picking and hopefully see you next week, either as a performer or just come on and join the show and be part of the audience.
Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.